G'day, fellas and bellas. Welcome to the molasses world of Nice Gary 6911. I made a bit of an impulse decision a couple of hours into starting the account to turn this into a YouTube series, hence why we're jumping straight to Lumbridge Castle with a few tiles already used, but more on that later. Some of my favourite content to watch is the different ways creators like Josh Isn't Gaming, Mad Season Show, and Sattled approach OSRS, and I thought it would be cool to give it a try. I love playing the game, and I have a few thousand hours in my group Iron Man, but there are some parts, like crafting and herblore, which can be a bit tedious, so I've made this a Tile and Bronze Man account. I'm sure most of you know what this is, but for those who don't, for every 1000 experience points I get, no matter the skill, I'll unlock a tile to progress and move forward in the game. I'll be locked to them like an island in the ocean. However, because of misclicks, I'll inevitably overstep the boundaries and spend points I don't have. Nice, Gary! On that note, once I do go into the negative balance, which is inevitable, let's be real, I will just work it off in the unlock tiles, and I'm not going to go 40 tiles into the red to unlock a fast way to get experience, as that isn't really the spirit of the game. As for the Bronze Man aspect, it is the mid ground between an Iron Man and a main, where I'll have to physically obtain an item by myself first before being able to buy it on the GE, which is going to be a fair goal, just getting to it in and of itself. In saying that though, I still do prefer to play the game, and I'm not someone who flips things, so I'm not going to use that as a cheese once I'm there. But there are going to be some skills that will save my sanity by being able to buy them. Plus, being free to play, I don't want to have to deal with vendors being sold out of stuff because of bots. On that note, this account will be free to play for the first part of its life at least. I have a couple of goals planned that I want to do before even considering membership. Plus, I think it will be a cool nostalgia trip to go back to when I was a kid and my parents wouldn't spend $12 per month on a video game. Maybe by the time Jagex lets one account have 2 characters with membership, I'll be ready to start looking at that. But for now, welcome to the free-to-play world of Gielinor. 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 So, as mentioned before, we have started with a few tiles unlocked. In the tile man mode, you start off with 10 free tiles, and I've basically used them all up by misclicking, hence the series being called Misclick Man. And not having run turned off. So we've rectified that. But here's my abomination I've made. I mean, he's not too bad. Like he's got a unique beard and the nice beginnings of a brony ponytail. But yeah, give us a bow. Give us a cheeky little kiss there. Yeah, so we're still at square one, relatively speaking. I'm gonna turn that mistake into our way forward. So we've got a couple of trees towards the north there, just past the fountain. Uh, about what 10 tiles as the bird flies, but as with all tile related things, it is not as straight path as what we first might think. Reason for that goal is, as you can see, I've made the stunning and brave decision, contrary to a lot of other Iron Man accounts, which we're not an Iron Man, we're a Bronze Man, so we're okay to do some things differently. Haven't dropped my inventory, so we're gonna try to head north to those 2 trees within the courtyard and get on the chop 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 chop. Just so you guys know that I'm not telling you any porcupines, we'll have a chat to our soon-to-be best friend Hands. And how old are my hands? 2 hours and 44 minutes old. Wow, so youthful. Being a bronze man means we get a dopamine inducing little pop up every time we pick up a new item. However, I've already enjoyed that by myself in the dark hours before recording started. But check out the drop table of these 81 men I've murdered in cold blood. Middle row, second from the left, is our best in slot for a while, the legendary Iron Dagger. As you can see from the drop table, 1 in 128, so pretty good. Got spooned it a little bit, which is something I never thought I would say about an iron dagger. But yeah, otherwise, getting those bronze arrows passively helps a fair bit. Which then brings me to my next point. If you check out this amazing piece of gameplay, we have a bit of chat to hands, and then quick swap to the bow, shoot, bam, long range, 5 whole experience, and drag him back over. So that's kind of why I wanted to keep the runes and the short bow, just because like I'm aware this is gonna be a long investment, and I figure just using that to speed it up a little bit is gonna be pretty good for the long run. And honestly, like, it's just fun. It feels cool to no scope the computers, and yeah, fight me if you want to, but I have 10 squares to fight on. So the current strategy I've been using is training strength until around half health to get that max hit up, and then switching to defense. Our only healing source is the 1 in 128 cabbage to the men drop, and even that only heals 1 HP, so that isn't really sustainable. Once we get around to 4 HP, we go and sit on our tile closest to the fountain and wait for our health to recharge as we watch the world go by. And here we have the namesake of the series, our very first Misclick Man. 13 strength. I want to go over the rules and get them written in stone. As I have thought of a couple of cool ones, I'll make this run feel extra satisfying. I am no stranger to the game by any means, but out of habit I often find myself looking up things on the wiki to plan my way forward. I want to flip that. No using the Holy Scriptures, the wiki, to plan the route. Looking up a drop table once there is okay. Roughly know what is where, and kind of what drops what, like hill giants drop big bones for prayer. I know there is a rune shop in Port Sarim and one in Varrock, but what one sells lore runes? How exciting, or disappointing, would it be to get to a destination only to find out the princess is in another castle? But at that stage, we would have already made a huge tile investment, so how could we readjust our plan and find a new strategy to continue forward? Before we continue the rules, check this excellent gameplay out. Prayer flicking steel skin. You do not see that every day. Maybe you haven't seen it ever. But here on Misclick Man, we are creating new metas every day. And we're desperate. Rule 2 is that we have to walk somewhere first before being able to use a faster method of transport. Which means no canoes or chronicle for a while. To clarify, I mean I am going to walk to the destination first, and then once we reach the destination the old school way, then I will unlock that teleport destination. Once I can actually teleport, because where do you even buy lore runes? Then lastly, the tile and bronzeman rules that I explained at the start of the video. Building on the Man theme, I won't be trading anything to the account even once I unlock it, so we are going to be pretty self-funded. I think these 3 restrictions are going to be entertaining to watch in both a fun and a Schadenfreude way for you as a viewer, and very fun for me to play. To finish off, watch me pull this man. Misclick Man. Cheers for tuning in, Cobber. I'll end the episode here by never before seen on footage actually intending to use a tile. Oh. Have a good one. Drive safe. Don't be a jerk.